Morning, good afternoon to some, okay? So, a long time ago, I had a friend ask me, why would God, want you to fear Him? Why would a God want you to fear Him, okay? So, at that time, I went to church every Sunday, but I really didn't know God, okay? I'm gonna say that again. I went to church every Sunday and I still didn't know Him, right? And the reason was because I didn't seek Him. I just went to church because that's what I was taught to do. I was taught to go to church every Sunday. But outside of church, I wasn't taught to seek God, right? I barely sought Him in church, right? I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna be honest. It was kind of like, at church, it's like you're not really allowed to ask questions, right? You have Bible study, but it's still like another Sunday service. You just sitting there listening to the pastor talk, but you're not allowed to ask questions. So, me, I don't do well in lectures, so most of the time I go to sleep. Okay, or I be in another land just thinking about other stuff or drawing something, but I wasn't serious about God. I'm gonna be honest, okay? And then later on, I started getting serious with God, but it took an extreme event in my life to actually, get serious with God. I hate to say it, but that's the truth, okay? So God was showing me today, okay, because this was probably about 10 years ago. My friend asked me this because I was pregnant with my daughter, and now she's 10, okay? So 10 years later, I finally get the answer, okay? If you go to Proverbs 16, verse 6, it says, through the fear of the Lord, evil is avoided. So the way I perceive that message, somebody might perceive it different, but the way I perceive it is that God doesn't want you to really fear Him, like to be scared of Him, but He wants you to be afraid to sin. Okay? And this is why He make the punishment for certain sins so extreme. Like some of them are to be put to death, right? Some of them is exile. Okay? He wants you to be so afraid of the sin, of what might happen when the sin, if you decide to do the sin, that you won't want to do it. Like when He told Adam that if you eat from this tree, you will die. Okay, He wanted Adam to be so afraid of dying that he wouldn't even want to even eat from the tree. Okay? So I know we've been taught to be afraid of God, but God is my friend, right? God has been so patient with me, okay? God has been so helpful with me, helping me out, okay? God is really nice, really lenient, really patient, okay? I feel like God just wants us to respect Him, okay? But most people don't respect a person until they're forced to respect them. I know a lot of people go be like, no, that's not true, but that is the truth. Right? You can see that in life and TV, whatever. People don't respect people until you force them to respect you. If you allow it, they will run all over you. Okay? And God showed me that in the book of Adam and Eve. He was so nice to the children of self. They didn't have to want for nothing. Like, they were super blessed. Not one time say, oh, they lack food or resources or anything. Like, they was taken care of. And all God kept saying is like, I will continue to do this for you. Just don't sleep and mix with the children of Cain, because they got evil ways. And I don't want their evil ways rubbing off on you, making you do these things, because it's not good. It's not good for you, and it's not good for the people around you, right? So God kept telling them over and over and over and over for thousands of years. And he said the warning was, if you go down there, you cannot come back. And when the flood comes, you will be destroyed with them. So they had warning. God warned them over and over and over again. He was so lenient, so patient, blessing them. And you know what they did? They still went down there. And because they didn't have fear of God, they treated God like he was a joke. So they went down there, and after they had fulfilled their lust, then they wanted to go back up on the mountain. So God had to show them, you're going to respect me. You're going to respect the things that I say. And so they wasn't allowed to come back up. And then they saw, God is for real. What he say, go. Okay? I'm telling you, I feel like if everybody had discipline, right? If everybody was obedient to the law, I don't think God would want us to fear him. He wants a family, okay? But just like your children, right? If you try to be your children's friend, they're not going to respect you. They go talk to you any kind of way. They go treat you any kind of way. Rolling their eyes at you, trying to fight you. That's what happens when you try to be your friend, your kid's friend. But when your child fear you, then they respect you. I tell y'all, God is a God of understanding. Okay? You want to know how God feels being a parent to all of us? Be a parent. See how your kid treats you. When you trying to warn them of dangers and they like treating you like you don't know what you're talking about, like you ain't been here longer than they have, like you don't know things that they don't know, like you ain't seen things they ain't seen. It's the same. It's the same with us. Even though we grown, we still God's children. And he's seen things we ain't seen. He ain't heard things we ain't heard. He been here longer than we have, right? So he know. And he just trying to protect us, right? But we always resisting him. And pushing the boundaries, pushing his buttons, okay? So he invokes fear so that we will respect him, okay? And that's the truth.